Yo, what's up, y'all? I just recorded like half this video, but like today's just not my day. I forgot how to trade. I forgot how to use Streamlabs. Like I clicked record, and then instead of like shrinking the tab, I exited out. And I was like, "Am I dumb?" Like I went to check if my audio, like if I could hear background noise and stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, there's nothing here." I've been sitting here talking to myself. But yeah, what's good, y'all? It is 23rd. It's Friday, last day of the trading week. Um, Hope y'all had a good trading week. I think I'm still technically ending the week green. Let's check the Obviously, today was not my day. Hit my loss of it, but let's see where we're at. So, yeah, so after since we took the payout, our new cycle P&L is negative, but our balance is still positive. We're still risking small because, like I said, after the payout, our drawdown went down to like one or not 100, like 500 and something. So we've been risking small this week. Today was a bad day, first red day of the week. Um, Took three losses. It should have only been two losses, but we're about to get into that right now. So boom, two trades on RTY, one trade on ES. Let me show you what I was looking at the open. So I kind of I was a little bit I was too fixated on like the lower time frames. I wasn't really looking at my weekly profile. Um, that's mistake number one. But I'll show you what I was looking at here. So on the overnight profile, we were trading at a discount. I saw that we rejected value area high, which was pretty much inside this 1 hour gap, and it's lined up with London High right here. So I was thinking that would be a pretty clear draw, like a next high to take from this gap that we're in here, because the market moves from inefficiency to inefficiency. Yeah, so I'm thinking we go from this 1 hour gap to this 1 hour gap, out of discount, hiking to premium. That was pretty much what I was thinking. So at that point, I was really looking for an entry at the open, which is a little bit impulsive, but if the setup is there, the setup is there, you know. So like I said, I was too fixated on the low time frames. So you can see on the 1 minute, this looked really good, even just to this high. We can look at all of this as low resistance liquidity right here. I was thinking inversion out of this gap, and then we just run all of this right here. So I was looking for a low time frame inversion out of these high time frame gaps. I see that we're inverting some of these gaps down here on the 1 minute, but these are kind of insignificant, and this is pre-market. That's why I wanted a bit more confirmation, so I just clicked through. I saw that we're doing the same thing on the 3 minute. I'm about to invert these gaps on the two, same on the three, same on the five. So this was the last candle before market open. So when this closed and inverted this 5 minute gap, I was thinking, or not I was thinking, I set my limit order at the low of this inversion here, which was also the high of this 3 minute inversion. So I'm thinking market opens, volume comes in, I get tagged in, and we run towards these highs and ultimately take out this London highway up here. But unfortunately, that is not what happened at all. Like I said, I was kind of too fixated on the lower time frames, and I was ignoring these sell side draws down here. So yeah, I was ignoring these draws to the downside, and I wasn't thinking we would even come into this 4 hour gap. I had no good reason to think we wouldn't trade into this gap, but I just didn't think we would because we're already in another high time frame gap. I didn't think we would come through this one down to this one. I was, like I said, expecting us to just run this way, but I was wrong. You see at the open, boom, we immediately dumped towards this London low, this untapped London low from like a day ago. So at that point, I was cool with that. I'm okay, whatever. I'm wrong. I was on the wrong side of the open. It's cool. So after we took out that low, let me go back one. After we took out that low in this 4 hour gap, I was already thinking we wouldn't come this low. So I was like, okay, maybe we reverse out of this gap. No other real reason to think that. This was kind of just like a monkey brain trade, or it wasn't like horrible. Context was there, but there was no like entry model. Like there's no reason to enter right here. So yeah, we tap into the 4 hour. I see a little bit of a reaction coming out. So I'm just scaling down looking for an entry, thinking there would be an inversion somewhere in this range. But the first gap is way up here. This is also just a fat 5 minute. This whole thing is just a fat 5 minute that we're expecting. So I shouldn't have even been looking so long into this. But I was thinking, okay, maybe we get inversion out of here. I didn't like that the only inversion was in a weekly premium and above our current value area low. So I should have just stayed away. But instead, I did some dumb shit. I went to the 1 minute. I was like, okay, we have a 1 minute fair value gap right here. We're displacing out of this 4 hour. We swept London lows. Um, I'm gonna put a limit order in this 1 minute gap. So I've never like when the like that's like what was I expecting? Like I was like I was just like I said, good idea if there was an inversion out of this gap confirming that we would go higher, but there wasn't one. So like what was I doing? Just longing off of a 1 minute gap, longing off of fucking what is this? Six 6 points of displacements out of a 4 hour gap after this big ass leg. Like what is that? And even if we just take 50% of this range, like this was like a free ass second opportunity to be like, okay, I was wrong the first time. Let's take a sell. You sold off, came back to 50% of the range, and sold off again. Like that's just easy reads, but I was not reading them. So yeah, that was my second trade. At this point, that's two losses, and for this week, I set my daily loss limit at 250. So I'm risking between 100 and 150. So if I take two losses, I'm locked out. So at this point, I was okay. I'm done. You know, took two losses, whatever. But I was like, actually, no, I'm not, because I looked at ES and I was mad because or I wasn't like yes, oh no, but I saw this on I think it was the 1 minute. Yeah, I see this set up on ES and I'm like, well, damn, why wasn't I trading ES today? And I kind of just like coulda, woulda, shoulda myself into thinking like, well, damn, if I just stayed on ES, I would have caught this trade. Then I'll be up for the day. I'll be going in next week with a better count. Like, shouldn't have done that. So I went to Trade Evade, turned off my daily loss limit. Big mistake. Mistake number one was like the too fixated on the lower time frames. Mistake number two, just bullshit trade. Mistake number three, turning off my fucking daily loss limit, and then proceeding to take another bad trade. So the trade I took on ES after seeing this beautiful setup right here, which already played out. This move was over with. We already extended how many points? We already extended 20 points from our value area low, which is where I would want to enter. Even this inversion is a little bit high over, what is that, weekly? Okay, it's only over the overnight point of control. So yeah, this is a good setup. I should have or would have taken this if I was on ES, but I wasn't. I was over here donating money to the Russell 2000. So I see this on ES. I see the one running. I'm like, oh no, I missed out. Oh my God. But I just kind of forced a setup because there was no clean setup. Technically, there kind of was one clean setup, but like I shouldn't have even been trading at this point. So I see that we retest the opening range high, have this 5 minute gap, or actually go back a little bit. So at this point, yeah, at this point, this is where I started looking at, yes, I already missed the move. I see that we're trying to retest the opening range high, and we're like getting these high volume rejections. That's all these little circles mean. It's just high volume. So I see that we're already above a value area. We're already above a value area high. We're trading above both our points of control. I should not be looking to buy up here. If anything, these are technically okay. No, our value area high is pretty high, but If this level was any lower, technically these are sell conditions because we're overextended. We're in a premium. So we try to retest the opening range high here. I see that we get a little bit more rejection. We're in this 5 minute gap. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take a retest off the opening range high. Nothing else. There was no real setup here. I could be a hindsight warrior and be like, well, I was just front running this 1 minute inversion right here. I didn't see that. Like, there was no reason to be taking this trade. I'm not gonna lie. So retest, I get tagged in. Trade immediately goes against me. So at this point, I don't know if it was like my lucid lockout because I guess when you set your lockout on Trade Evade, it also locks with lucid because you look at my lucid account. Um, yeah, it says done for the day, but like they don't have no like lockout feature in lucid. So I'm assuming since I set my lockout on Trade Evade and then turned it off, it kind of just I don't know, maybe it was just a latency or whatever. Because it took me out here, which was half a point for my stop. Usually I never see that much drawdown, so this is just a bad setup. If I wanted to get like super picky, I could have been like, oh, I should have seen this BPR down here. I should have bottom ticked and took this trade. But I wasn't even looking for like a valid setup. I was just kind of chasing because I took two losses and I saw that I could have taken a win on ES and I was like, well, I want my money back. So I set a shitty limit order trade right here. So yeah, so I didn't get fully stopped. I don't know why it closed out, but regardless, I hit my daily loss limit. Three losses. Um, I'm not gonna trip about half a point here. This did end up flipping my direction, but I was in the wrong place either way. The right place to be would have been, like I said, way down here, or just off of the charts, like I should have been. So that's how my day went. Yeah, we're down 375 on the day, L day. Um, Technically still green on the week, but not really because we reset, or didn't reset, but it's a new payout cycle on the anything after the 20th. So right now we're technically down $98. All good though. We're gonna go to next week. Still risking small. Gotta be in capital preservation mode. Um, Stack up a little bit of a balance. I'm not worried too much about winning days going into next week. Like they'll come as I win. You feel me? Like if I just do the right thing, it will happen. But I'm not stressed about taking another payout on this account right now. Just gotta build my balance back out. Back out. Gotta build my balance back up, and then go from there. So yeah, still in decent standing. 10 days on this account, only 3 red days. We did take a payout on the 20th, so not too mad at it. But yeah, that's it. I might make a video over the weekend. I don't know, but if I don't, I will see y'all on Monday.